You're listening to the Watercooler Edit with Rich and Eman.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Watercooler Edit with my Bayut, hosted by myself, Eman and Richard.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm all right. Today, we're actually doing something different. We are going to go into an in-depth developer profile for Binghatti Developers. That's the first time that we're actually doing this.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this, right? It's our first developer profile, a first for the Watercooler Edit, and the first of a few potentially. But we're going in big. We're going in with one of the most prominent developers out there. So exciting times. It's going to be good.
Yes, let's get started. So, Richard, what do you know about Binghatti as a developer?
I know a lot about Binghatti. Obviously, I think anyone who's lived in Dubai for any amount of time will be certainly aware of Binghatti. They're one of the highest profile developers, and I think it's safe to say a rapidly growing reputation and portfolio as well, right?
Yes.
So I think they're interesting. I think it's going to be interesting to take a little bit of a deep dive into, how long they've been around, some of their major projects and stuff. So should we head down that road?
So basically, Binghatti was founded in 2008. So they're relatively a new developer for this market, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they are actually in a unique position because they only work on apartment buildings, commercial, residential, and hotel spaces.
Okay, so no villas, right?
No villas.
Okay.
And I think what's really interesting and what sets them apart is that they have a very strong and striking visual brand identity, which was something that they actually did on purpose. They wanted all of their buildings to be very easily recognizable, for you to instantly go and see it and be like, okay, that's a Binghatti building.
Yeah, and I think there's absolutely no doubt they've achieved that, right? As I think you can tell as you go around town, once you've kind of seen one Binghatti, not that they all look different, but there is a kind of aesthetic theme. And you're like, that's a Binghatti. That's a Binghatti.
Yeah, exactly.
So they've certainly achieved that. And I think that has helped, without a doubt, with raising their profile. Right.
And I think you can really tell because, one, they all have that distinct color of orange of vermilion, right?
Mm-hmm.
The second part is
Can
that...
I just interrupt you for 1 second? Is your jacket a tribute to that orange?
It is.
Yeah, hey, there we go. Some color coded.
The thing I had closest, but orange. They also utilize a lot of white.
Yes.
And then they have very distinctive shaped buildings.
Yes, very much so. Yeah, there's some of the designs, the architecture are really quite striking. And they stick in your mind, right?
So they have a lot of geometric patterns. Their balconies are generally very uniquely shaped. So you can instantly see what it looks like. We'll put up some images of a few of their buildings.
Yeah, and we've certainly got plenty to choose from, right? So because their portfolio is
70 projects. That's worth about 40 billion. And they have plans to grow that to 100 billion in the next 18 months.
Yeah, I think from October 2024, in the next 18 months, they were looking to grow that to 100 billion dirhams worth, which is, let's be honest, guys, that is quite the portfolio, isn't it? And I know that some of the projects that are in process and being worked on under construction are very, very special indeed. And I know we'll be getting into those later in the episode.
So I think Binghatti recently has really made a name for itself with all of its branded collaborations, right?
Mm-hmm.
So everyone has obviously heard of Burj Binghatti. So that's in collaboration with Jacob & Co., the watchmaker.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's Mercedes-Benz Places in downtown that was recently announced. Lots of hype around that. And then there were also the Bugatti Residences by Binghatti, which is quite an interesting name. It's a mouthful.
Yes, I struggled with that. in our pre-recording, I was struggling with that. Bugatti by Binghatti.
Yes.
There you go. Nailed it, guys.
Yeah, first try.
And it looks amazing, doesn't it? It really does. Now, remind me, is this the one where Neymar?
Yes, Neymar and Andrea Bocelli.
Yeah, so Neymar, the footballer, used to be at PSG. Now he was playing in Saudi. I'm not sure if he's still there, if he's been released or not. He paid a whopping amount for a penthouse, didn't he? And my iPad's gone off, so I can't tell you how much it was. So, but
how much was it? Let's see, because I have it open as well. He paid 200 million for that dirham, so that's 55 million US dollars.
There you go, guys. That's a tasty amount. if you've got it, why not? That's what I say. But it is a building as a building. Looks absolutely stunning. And obviously, as you say, Andrea Botticelli as well. And they had a signing session when he purchased his
unit.
Yeah, they had it at the Emirates Palace down in Abu Dhabi. So with the chairman of Binghatti. Yeah, so we're talking, it doesn't get much more high profile than these developments. And then we've obviously got the Burj Binghatti as well, which is...
So that is actually supposed to be the tallest residential tower in the world at 104 stories. It's supposed to beat Central Park Tower in New York City.
Yikes.
Yeah. And that's actually a really interesting development. So it's located in Business Bay.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things is that they have different naming structures for all of the units there. So if you live in a 2-bed apartment, it's actually a sapphire. If you live in a 3-bed apartment, it's an emerald. The ultimate epitome of luxury in that building.
Mm-hmm.
It's called the Billionaire Penthouse. And it's spread over 2 floors, tons of bedrooms, tons of amenities, your own private infinity pool, all sorts of things.
Tasty. Not the millionaire penthouse.
No.
The billionaire penthouse. Yeah, it's a very important distinction there.
So
I might have to rule myself out. Once it goes to the billionaire one, I have to rule myself out. Millionaire one, yeah. No, look, I bet it's amazing stuff, right? But we're talking opulence. We're talking the very peak of luxury, I think.
And it's interesting how they've repositioned themselves as a developer. So Binghatti originally started off with projects in Jeddah, in Silicon Oasis, in Jumeirah Village Circle, the Dubai Residence Complex, Liwan. These are generally the more affordable / mid-end areas, right? And now they have developments in downtown, in Business Bay, and then they have these ultra-luxury hyper towers. That's what they're called. They're not even normal skyscrapers. They're hyper towers based on the price point. Because Mercedes-Benz, first phase completely sold out. It's 71 stories. There are about 150 units there.
Yeah.
Starting price was 8.8 million in off-plan.
Yikes.
That's a sizable investment.
Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting to see how they've transitioned from that to this.
Yeah, I mean, I think the scope of their developments now is making them more prevalent as a developer. Because of the amount of the population that they're catering to, so with regard to people's incomes and where they can live and what they can afford, they're kind of covering a lot, right from the scale of just your kind of normal working people right up to your billionaires, right?
Yeah.
So and they're doing it really, really well, and I think their reputation is growing at a rate of knots. Let's put it that way.
And I think what's interesting is that they also have a strong focus on sustainability and development from that aspect as well. That's something that they do keep in mind for all of their developments. So they really do blend sustainable living and tech. And then they have all of these gorgeous residences that you can see all across Dubai, right? So it's spread across from the heart of the city to the suburbs and beyond.
Yeah. Do we have a colleague who lives in
We do.
in DSO, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So I think what's interesting now, Binghatti has, I think, one of the most unique naming structures. So obviously you have your Burj Binghatti and, you have all of the Mercedes-Benz places where it's not in a system. It's more custom name based on the collaboration.
Yeah, it's kind of bespoke based on the collaboration, yeah.
Now, all of the other Binghatti buildings most of them start off with the name Binghatti, and then there's something that describes the project as a whole. And that is also seen in the architectural style that you have. So, for example, there is a Binghatti Phantom, there's a Binghatti Azure, there's a Binghatti Diamonds, then you also have the other emeralds and sapphires and rubies and all of the other jewels. They have like the Binghatti Gardenia, so there are some floral themes there as well, and that is dependent on the project itself.
That's interesting. So the Binghatti Phantom,
Yes.
what's the visualization there? Is it like sometimes you can see it, sometimes you can't?
No.
You drive home, like, where's my building gone? Is that what they're...
No, not at all. It actually has a really distinct architectural style. And all of the balconies, they're not connected, but they appear connected.
Oh, wow. That's very cool.
So they have it as like a layered effect. So it kind of looks like the Leaning Tower of Pisa if it had balconies and if they were like in a spiral.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, nice. So I apologise for my dad joke there, by the way, with the phantom thing. But I am officially a dad now, so I can make dad jokes, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But what is your favorite Binghatti building?
My favourite, right? I've gone. It is a very nice. This is a very nice looking building. It's a very distinct looking building. It's in JVC, but I will be honest that I've mainly picked it because of the name, right? So it's the Binghatti Venus. And I picked this because of my love for all things kind of planetary and space and cosmic and what have you. But I should say as well that it is a genuinely, I think it's got 2 beds and 3 beds apartments in there. Very striking building, very striking lighting actually on the outside. But yeah, you know what I'm like for planets and everything like that. So that name really stuck out to me. Aesthetically, if I was to choose one aesthetically, I would go back to and I can't believe I'm going to have to say this again, the Bugatti by
Binghatti.
Thank you very much. Yes, I would go back to that because I think that is an absolute start. I think that's going to become, on completion, an iconic building. And we see like postcards of Dubai and stuff like that. I suspect you will be seeing that building on there because of how impressive it is. But yeah, so for me, Venus. How about you?
So I went with something completely off topic, I guess. They have a building and it's they don't have anything else named like it. It's called Binghatti Skyblade in downtown. I feel like it sounds like a video game. I'm like, I would not imagine this name for a building.
It really does sound like a video game.
does
Yeah, that's all video game and that.
And it does weirdly look like a blade as well, the way that they've designed it. Yes.
Is it one tower or?
It's one tower
one
in
tower.
downtown. It's downtown.
Does the Skyblade, does it pierce the sky?
It's not that tall.
No.
But it just has the appearance of like a switchblade.
Okay, how many floors are we talking?
I don't know. Aesthetically, I feel like all of their buildings kind of form that same visual theme.
Mm-hmm.
So they're very pretty to look at. But overall, I'm excited to see proper renders for both the Burj Binghatti and Mercedes places.
Mm-hmm. Yep, totally agree. I mean, I think it's just going to be interesting because it would be remiss of us to not mention that they recently deservedly bagged an award.
Yes, they have actually won lots of awards globally.
Mm-hmm.
They've also won the Bayut Award for the best developer in the UAE
There you
at the
go.
Bayut Awards 2024. Yes.
Yep, and well deserved. And I think that just enforces, as we've said, the burgeoning reputation, the deservedly growing reputation. And let's be honest, it's going to be an exciting few years, half a decade ahead for Binghatti also to see what their next announced projects are, because I'm sure there's many more in the pipeline.
And I think what's also interesting is that that's not their only sort of unique achievement. One of the things that Binghatti has done is a real estate sujuk. So I'm not sure if you're familiar with what that is. It's like a Sharia compliant version of the Western bond.
Okay.
So they've actually entered real estate financing from that perspective and investing. So they were actually listed on the NASDAQ in UAE and also in the New York Stock Exchange. And initially the valuation for that was expected around $300 million US. But when they launched, there was actually so much interest and so much demand, they surpassed it to end up at a valuation of $624 million US.
Yikes.
Yes.
So
and
that's surpassing it in emphatic fashion.
Yes. And that's the first ever real estate sujuk from the MENA region. So they have that record with them as well.
So basically, there's a lot of firsts.
Yeah.
Breaking groundbreaking all over the place, right? You know?
So overall, I think, like Richard said, it'll be really interesting to see how their company history develops, what new projects they have, what other collaborations are they going to add, if any, and also when these projects get completed. Maybe you're right. Maybe it will actually alter the Dubai skyline.
Yeah, I think it's kind of looking that way. And one thing I'm interested in, and we said they've got the 3 branded residences on the 3 branded residences on the way. Branded real estate is becoming is very much a theme in Dubai and Abu Dhabi and beyond, right, at the moment. So I'll be interested to see potentially what further collaborations are coming. But because I would be very surprised if there weren't any. I think we can safely say there will be.
True. For me, I'm personally excited to see if they will ever have a villa community.
Mm.
Because how will they have distinct homes set up with that brand identity?
That's a really, really good point, actually. Yeah, it'll be so interesting to see, because it will be, as you say, the first foray into that side of the market, to just see what kind of aesthetics they go with, and what area they choose maybe for their first one. It's all to be revealed, guys, but it's going to be interesting, right?
Yes. So that wraps up this episode of the Watercooler Edit with My Bayut. There will be a full accompanying article on this on My Bayut, so you can go ahead and read through, where there's a lot more information than what we've mentioned. So that's Bayut.com/My Bayut. And we'll catch you in the next one.
Cheers, guys.
You're listening to the Watercooler Edit with Rich and Eman.